Hello all! Today we'll be talking about the insanity that is Golden Kamuy. The manga for Golden Kamuy is my second favorite manga I've read, only being overthrown by King Aden's Tweed, but that is, well, biased. Firstly, the author, Satoru Noda, he's quite a mysterious author, not much is known about him, but if anything, he sure knows how to write. Although his first manga series, Supina Marada, unfortunately did get axed after 62 chapters. Prior to it, he had made 2 one-shots, one of them served as the basis for Supina Marada. After Golden Kamuy was finished, he actually brought back Supina Marada with the name Dogs Red. Same story, same characters, but done differently, and that became a major success. Volume 1 selling over 200,000 copies. So shout out to him for bringing back his past mistake and making it work, after becoming an established author of the Golden Kamuy. This anime and manga is filled with great arcs, moments, characters, stories, everything. It does well to establish the motivation for all the characters and give them reasons to be who they are and why they do the things they do. The amazing arcs are filled with, great action, maybe even some sad moments, and of course, great humor. That is one of Golden Kamuy's best aspects, the humor. Also, Golden Kamuy does give you some knowledge about the Russo-Japanese War and what life was like during those times. It also introduces a lot of Ainu culture. Noda has done some great research on Ainu culture and brought it up well. He even won an award for the Ainu stuff. He has also consulted a lot of Ainu specialists for his work. It is actually really intriguing to read just to learn about the Ainu stuff. And at the end of the volumes there's an entire he's citing all the works he used. And it is a massive list. Okay? Now, what is Golden Kamuy about? We follow a man named Sugimoto Saichi, who did serve in the Russo-Japanese War, so he is of course a military man. During his military service he earned the nickname of Immortal Sugimoto. Even in the beginning sequence of the manga and the anime, we see him getting shot in the neck and get up and start hauling ass towards the Russians and beating them to fucking death. Yeah, he just won't die. We've seen him survive all kinds of situations and injuries which normally, let's just say, would not be survivable. He's been getting shot a lot. Hell, even probably pointed. No, just shot a lot of times and stabbed. After the war is over, we see him panning for gold in Hokkaido. He hears from a man that a lot of prisoners from Abashiri prison has escaped. And they are all tattoos, and the tattoos combined make a map. And where does this map lead? To a mountain of gold. Roughly billions of dollars of gold. So shit done. Of course, Sugimoto thinks this is complete bullshit and does not believe the man. But then the man attacks him, and he does have a tattoo matching the description. And now Sugimoto realizes, oh, this might not just be fiction, but real. Unfortunately, the man manages to escape Sugimoto's grasp and, let's just say, gets mauled to death by a bear. In this moment we meet our secondary main character, Asepa, who is an Ainu girl. Now, Sugimoto skinned the man to get the map, although he did make a fatal mistake, because the body was found in a burial mound where the bear kept it refrigerated to later consumption, I guess. Asepa warns Sugimoto of this, and then we encounter our first bear. And if you have seen any clips of the anime, this is probably one, because that's a nice CG bear, mate. There will be a lot of bears though, like a lot of bears. During this encounter, both Sugimoto and Asepa get acquainted with each other. And now they start the journey together because Asepa feels like this gold is connected to her in some sort of a way. And on the way we meet a lot of more characters and get to meet all the different factions, fighting for the same goal but on different sides. The next important characters we will meet are Shiraishi and Ogata. Shiraishi will be on our main character's side, and he's dubbed the Escape King, because he can virtually break out of anywhere, and we see him do that. And, well, Ogata is probably the most complex character in this entire series, and let's just say the only character who I would consider to be actually fully, entirely evil, and not just misunderstood. And he switches side constantly. He's like a cat, he just goes wherever he pleases. He of course starts being on the enemy's side. Some other factions aside from our main trio will be the 7th Division of the Japanese military, led by Lieutenant Tsurumi, who by the way is one of the best antagonists in any manga, and goddamn he's hot, and he's insane, and he's crazy, and I love him. By his side is the swordsman from Satsuma, 2nd Lieutenant Koito Otonoshin, and Tsurumi's right-hand man, Sergeant Tsukishima. He's underrated, by the way. Some other characters from the 7th Division are Superior Private Usami and Nikaido, who's, let's just say, has lost his marbles entirely. Then we have another faction, which I'm not sure if it even has a name, but, you know, it has a lot of the escaped prisoners, or, well, at least two. And that's led by Hishikata Toshizo, let's just call it the Toshizo faction. And on his side is, of course, Shinpachi Nagakura, Hishikata Toshizo's, you know, right-hand man during whatever war. And, of course, Ushiyama Tatsuma, aka Ushiyama the Undefeated, aka Professor Penis, as he is also called. A man of many names, and a man of great strength. We have seen him judo throwing a fucking bear down a cliff. That be Shrek don't real nice. And how could I forget the author's favorite man, Tanigaki Genjiro. A big hunk of man with some delicious muscle, my guy, and one of the juiciest asses, and if I remember correctly, the biggest penis. The author confirmed that. Based in it. And other important characters are, for example, Kiroranke, who is like, you know, somewhat related to Asurpa. Hushi, who's like Asurpa's grandma, and Inkamat, who's kind of a wandering Ainu woman who then falls in love with Tanigaki. Also, there is only like 2 actually evil characters. Most of them do have reasons why they do the things they do, and why they chose the side they are on. They are all trying to accomplish something noble to some extent. Kiroranke, for example, wants to make Hokkaido to be a free space for the ethnic cultures of Hokkaido and Russia. That is what he and Wilk set out to accomplish. Lieutenant Tsurumi wants to have Manchuria back, so the dead soldiers who died there can rest in peace in the Japanese soil. Asurpa and Hishikata wants to maintain the Ainu culture by preserving forests and land in Hokkaido. Though sacrifices are made to accomplish these goals, so it's not exactly fully clean on any side, but by far our main characters do have the most noble and probably clean one. In the execution, at least. One of my favorite arcs was the Abashiri arc, when we were going to bust out the mysterious Noperabo, who made the maps and knows the location of the gold. In this, we see all of the factions collide. Hishikata and Sugimoto actually team up because they have a common goal, and Hishikata have some inside men inside the prison. But after the arc was finished, Sugimoto teams up with the 7th Division to locate and find Asurpa, since she was, let's just say, kidnapped by Kiroranke. Actually, rather, Kiroranke just like, we need to go. And, well, at least Shiraishi was with her, so, you know, she was not completely alone. And so Hishikata and Sugimoto factions both were betrayed by Kiroranke. But he did not want to do it. He had to do it. He took Asepa to Russia to maybe help Asepa remember how to decipher the map. Maybe gain some knowledge on, where the gold is. And, it worked. Amashiri was just full of epic scenes and twists and turns and betrayal revelations that will forever shape how we view the story, so it is the most important arc, I would honestly say. That was the arc that made me go, yeah, this will be something special. And oh boy, it was. I would say how it's best experienced is in the anime format. It was so goddamn well made. It gave me chills. And there were even some, tense moments. Like, the manga version was good. But, like, the anime, coupled with, like, the brilliant voice acting and the soundtrack, just made it work. Now, we just follow all these different factions and, how they find their way towards the goal. Of course, the factions sometimes do help each other. Our main characters sometimes were on the 7th Division side for a bit, and sometimes they were on Hishikata Toshizo's side, whichever suits their needs. But roughly 3 factions are only fighting for the gold, since, nobody else really knows, only those 3. During the travels we also get to meet more tattoo-bearing prisoners. We also do get some, let's just say, homoerotic comedy, which Golden Kamuy has surprisingly a lot of. We also get to see a guy fucking a bear. Look at this guy. That's fucking dumb as shit, man. Wait, how does the author cook? But man, he cooks. Of course, the war to gold leads to a lot of betrayal on each side, and of course trying to fool the other factions and, kinda make them go the wrong direction or something akin those lines. And maybe even start a little wars or scuffles every time they meet. But if you're interested in great character development and an insane story filled great action and, a lot of historical moments and maybe even sad moments, you should watch or read Golden Kamuy. I myself do lean towards the manga, since the anime does unfortunately skip a lot of content and is not the best, I would say, but I still fucking love the anime because the voice acting, the soundtrack, the openings, the everything are just, beautiful. So yeah, I hope you consider watching it. Bye.